G'day guys, well, got to take you for a walk down the street with the managing director here. And I'll just put this out a little bit further. I'll take you for a walk down the street with the managing director here, and a little Christmas message for everybody. I hope everyone has an enjoyable time with family and friends and wherever you may be. This is Antofagasta. It's a very large town in the north of Chile, about 650 nautical miles north of Santiago. It's in the desert, and this is the central park. And this park is quite interesting in so much as the topsoil here, that the grass and the trees and plants etc. are growing in, was brought in from England back in the nitrate mining days. And obviously wooden sailing ships don't sail very well empty, I suppose a bit like a cork in a piss pot. And so they had to come back loaded. So the deal was, for every ton of nitrate that was shipped out, which was fertilizer, the boats had to bring back an equivalent tonnage of topsoil. So all of the parks in this Antofagasta city are all southern England topsoil, obviously way before the days of quarantine and the likes. But it's just a chance to show you around. This is a 360 video, so you can just move this video around with your mouse. But it's a northern Chilean city, so it has a lot of Peruvian and Bolivian influences in it. By far in this part of town everything is high-rise. This is the biggest park in Antofagasta. Antofagasta has approximately 500,000 people living in it now. When I came here in 1995, it was a 250,000 people city, so it's doubled in size, but the infrastructure didn't double. But so there's huge congestion on the streets with cars and enormously polluted. It's horrible. I mean, it's depressingly polluted. Everything is high-rise because, as you can see in the background, or whichever way you're looking, there's a very large mountain range, probably a couple of kilometres from the coast. So this is a little narrow strip of land, very much like the west coast of New Zealand. And this is the west coast, remember, but it's on the Andes. And it's very densely populated. You can imagine there's 8 of these apartment buildings that are sort of to my right here, or in front if you're looking that way. And you know, there's 5,000 people living in that little block of land there. One little supermarket, some bakeries and some restaurants, but there's none of the infrastructure that you see in New Zealand or Australia. It's very, very different. I mean, look at the parks. Very hard to grow grass here because there's no water. The water comes 480 kilometres from the Andes down a pipeline, or it comes from a desalination plant that's out to the north, about 5 or 6 miles away, or maybe more, maybe 10 miles away. Imagine the cost of water. I think we pay for water here, 1,000 litres is probably about $10. So water is quite an expensive element. You better believe there's no one over here bottling it, because there's nothing to bottle. And of course, to water grass, you can't use recycled water from the sewage system, mainly because the sewage plant is miles and miles and miles away anyway, and it's not a very efficient system. Basically it's shit pumped out to sea, and they think that because it's 250 feet deep that it doesn't do any damage, but there's turds floating out off the coast here. You really wouldn't want to eat the local seafood or go fishing and eat the fish. I mean, it's living in live sewage, supposedly treated, but treated sewage doesn't have turds floating in it, or blind mullet, as you call them in Aussie. So, not complaining, not knocking the place. I mean, it's been home for 23 years. and we'll probably be home for a lot longer. I suppose one day I'd like to go back to New Zealand to live, there's no doubt about that. I mean, I do miss it, and the older you get, you more to miss home. I'll go back and live in Antofagasta and Twizel in a flash, either of those two. Though I don't know that that would be as good as it probably sounds, because it's not what it was, and we all live in the past, I think. But there's a walk around the park in Chile, me blabbering on, looking after my favourite little pup who looks after me exclusively. He's the kingpin of the family. And about to walk back in the front gate again. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great Christmas. Look after family and friends if your mum and dad's still around, as mine is. Merry Christmas, Mum. And everyone else, as you well know, if you're lucky enough to have parents still alive, they're pretty precious, so have a good Christmas with them as well. Over and out. Merry Christmas, and see you in 2018, and let's hope 2018 is a bit better than 2017, because this has been a proper shit of a year, I tell you. Worst one in my lifetime. So it can only get better from here. Bye, guys.